Yes, I think Chelsea can defeat Brentford in the Sunday fixture in the Premier League this weekend. And I think the way Chelsea can defeat Brentford is by being patient on the ball, having control of the ball, being aggressive, not passive sideways passing, but being aggressive on the ball and using the half spaces, passing between the lines. That's how I think Chelsea would be able to defeat, Brentford on Sunday. And it's not a fixture to be taken lightly because I think Brentford are a cultured side, in the Premier League. They know how they want to play. They're not ashamed of the way they want to play. I think that the few sides, in the Premier League that play differently, not just passing out from the back, from passing out sake, like the likes of Southampton and all that. They play to their strengths. There's a side that can decide to play five at the back, there's a side that can decide to play four at the back, that can decide to just sit deep, and suck up the pressure. So for me, I want Chelsea to be dominant on the ball. And there's one thing that Brentford likes to do, which is pressure the opposition players high up the pitch in a strange way. Not when they are facing the player or not when they're facing Brentford's half, but when the opposition players receive the ball on the half turn, they have their back partly facing the Brentford side of the pitch, half of the pitch. Then you see Brentford players put the pressure on and make it difficult for the opposition players to actually turn and try to hurt them and then look to quickly win possession of the players and of the opposition team and then, force the attack and try to create chances themselves. And Mbuemo has been on very, very good form this season. When Ivan Toney left to Saudi Arabia, everyone was like, where would they get their goals from? How would they manage? But Mbuemo has sort of calmed those concerns. And then you have, of course, Kevin Shada. It's got pace, and with pace, that's danger. You got Wissa as well. Wissa is a very, very good player in the Premier League. You may not say he's one of those sexy names that you have on the Premier League team sheets, or when you talk about players being targeted by top six or top four clubs, he's not one of the names that come, to mind. But he's a very, very good Premier League player, and he's scored against Chelsea a number of times. And Chelsea can go on, if they're able to win this game, can go on a six-game, winning streak, which is something that has not happened in a long while. I think it was since Thomas Tuchel's time that Chelsea had actually, won 6 games on the bounce, and this is at Stamford Bridge. And I think this would then mean that, you know, um, the likes of Brentford would sit deep, to start the game. So for me, I want Chelsea to, show some dominance in terms of the way you hold the ball, hold possession, press them in, have them camped in their own half. You could then defend your Caicedo in midfield, and then you could have your Malo Gusto, Cucurella, and Vetting to join them up, and you have your two centre backs. So if, evidently, you'll be defending with four players, two centre backs and two midfielders, and then have everyone encamped in their own half. Don't give them any breathing space. And once you're able to get the first goal, because it's very important, especially you play against a team like Brentford. You get the first goal in the first, say, 10, 15, 20 minutes tops, you get the first goal, and then you can control play. And once you're able to control play, then you can hit them on the break with the likes of Noni Madueke, with the likes of, Cole Palmer, Pedro Neto, Mikhailo Modric if they get to start. But for me, I have a feeling that Jadon Sancho could start in the game as well. But for me, I would want to go with, Noni Madueke starting as well. So I'll come up with my own lineup. Given that Pedro Neto played yesterday, uh, played in Conference League rather, I don't think he would start, though he just played first one half of the game. But given the length of the journey, given the temperature, it was very, very cold. It was minus, I think, 9 at the warmest, in the pitch. So maybe for that reason, I think he wouldn't start, but he could come off the bench. And the likes of Jadon Sancho and Noni Madueke are available. I think they would start and they should start. When I give my starting lineup, I'll be going for Jadon Sancho to start because I think in a game where you're expecting Brentford at least for the first 10, 15 minutes to sit back, I'll be expecting someone like Jadon Sancho to be on the ball because that is his meat and drink, being able to hold the ball, face up to an opponent, make them look silly, and use his skill to get past them. So I think that's this is a game that is just set primed for him to start, in my opinion. So for me, I'll just go straight to the starting lineup right now. So for me, I would be going with, of course, Sanchez in goal. Though I would prefer Jorgensen to start 'cause I think he's better on the ball. But I think overall, given the way Enzo Maresca wants to go with his teams, and has clearly created a delineation between, the Europa, the Conference League team, the FA Cup, Carabao Cup teams, and the Premier League team. So for me, I will be going with um, Robert Sanchez in goal. Hopefully, no errors today. Rather, no errors on Sunday. Robert Sanchez in goal. But I won't be shocked. I won't be upset if indeed you get to see Philip Jorgensen start. But for me, right now, go with Robert Sanchez in goal. And then at right back, I'll go with Malo Gusto. For me, I think it's just a no-brainer. He starts, and I will then go with, for me, I'll go with Tosin and Levi Colwill and half of the defense. I know Tosin played the Conference League game, so I wouldn't be surprised if Disasi starts or Badashu starts. But for me, Tosin is a better defender than both of them. It's not even a question for a debate, in my opinion. So I'll go with Tosin and Levi Colwill as center back pairing, and then for left back, it's funny how he's made this place his own, and you can't even consider any other person, for the role. You just already know that, yeah, this is the one that would be holding the fort down at left back. So for me, Cucurella, the inverted fullback king, he can invert for days, and he can also overlap as well, as he did massively, in the Spurs game. So excellent. I'll have him start there at left back, sorry. And then in midfield, of course, Lavia and Caicedo. There's no question. Double pivots, double sixes, however I want to call it, have them both there. Romy Lavia and Caicedo, Moises Caicedo in the heart of the midfield, and then Cole Palmer in the 10 role. It's funny where everyone wants to act like they're shocked. Oh, I didn't know Cole Palmer could play 10. That is where he should have been playing. He's not a right winger. He does not a left winger. He doesn't have the pace. First off, he doesn't have that electric pace to play down the flanks. And the only time Cole Palmer can ever play as a winger is if you have a coach that really wants to play some sort of crazy possession-based formation where the wingers just cut into midfield and increase the number of the midfielders by two, then he can play as a winger in that sort of formation. But otherwise, he's a 10. He's always been. Like I said, he's a 10 that masquerades as a winger. Because the way he postures himself was, oh, he's a winger. No, he's a 10. So, and he's proven it this season. He proved it last season when he was played as a 10. So, for me, Cole Palmer goes in that 10 role. And then Madueke, for me, plays wide on the right. All those who want to criticize him, fair dues, you have your right to criticize a player. No problem with that. You can criticize him. But I think he is one of our most effective wingers. He scores, he assists. He helps out defensively. So I don't know what anyone wants from him. He can obviously be better. He's not perfect, just like everyone else on the team. None of them is perfect. No, none of the players are perfect. So he's perfect. He's not perfect as well. He's still a player, a young man learning. He's straight. But for me, I'll be going on the Madueke at right wing. And then at left wing, like I said, Jordan Sancho for me should start at left wing, because this is a game that is primed for for a winger of his caliber, of his style of play. And given that, like I said, Brentford for the first 15 minutes will sit back and try to soak on pressure a bit. That is where I think he will really come good and can put them to the sword, really. So for me, he starts. And then Joe McGill scored, a very good goal and really played really, really well against Astana FC. And I think that would have done, a lot for his confidence. And I think Nkunku as well has been very good this season when he's had the opportunity to play. But given that Jackson obviously doesn't play the Conference League games, and I think he's Enzo Maresca's man, I think he will start as a number 9, in my opinion. And then Nkunku can come off the bench. But not to say Nkunku is not a fantastic player. For me, Nkunku should have started a lot more games than he's done already, and he would have scored a lot more goals because of chances Nicholas Jackson misses. And Nkunku, I don't think would miss them. But anyways, I'll be going with Nicholas Jackson, starting as the number 9 in this game, and then Nkunku, like I keep saying, I'm not saying automatically Nkunku benches Jackson, but if he's to come on, give him ample time to actually impact the game, not 5 minutes to go. Come in with at least 15, 20 minutes. Then he can actually have an impact on the game. And for me, I think it's going to be a victory for Chelsea, but it's not going to be some crazy 6-0, 7-0, 5-0 scoreline. So I'll be going with a comfortable on paper 2-0 win for Chelsea. That's what I'll be going with. So I wonder what your thoughts are on the game. Please do subscribe to the channel, share this video, and click the notification bell so you're notified each time I post a video on the channel or I go live. So right now, I want to say thanks for watching and do have a fantastic and splendid rest of your evening.